Hi, this is Randy, and I wanted to do a couple of videos to walk through the setting up of the iSCSI configuration in the ESXi server. We'll have to create a dedicated network card for it, and then we'll attach to a storage area network on the site network, and that's NAS4. It's a little bit of an awkward configuration and something that doesn't have any equivalent in Hyper-V. In Hyper-V, it's done differently, and when I was researching this on the internet, I found that I had to take a couple of different articles to put them together to come up with a way to do it for our situation. So let me just go ahead and get a first video here. In our first video, we want to show you how to create a network card that will tie into the VMware kernel as opposed to a network card that's available for the virtual machines. Working through our handout here of our ESXi high-level overview, we've gone through the earlier steps of installation, create an account for myself, gave myself administrator privileges, and I've installed my other network adapters here. You can see I've got my CorpNet and my DevNet, and those are internal networks that'll be used in the project. And then I've got my internet NIC, which is tied to a physical network card. These machines have two physical NICs in them. The first one is being used for management. It's a dedicated network card for management, and it's on our 192.168.109 network. And then the second network card is currently it's in a VLAN that is isolated, but when you're ready and you've got your firewall, your virtual firewall up and you're ready to go, then we'll go ahead and put that live to the internet, and you'll have an internet IP that you can use to test your remote in and do testing and access and check out your network from the internet as it would be if you were deploying this for a customer. So having said all that, kind of laying some groundwork, what we're going to do is we're interested in creating a network card up here off of this physical NIC. Now, in my testing, I found that if I use the same network ID, 192.168.109, as the management network, I got some inconsistent results. And so what we've done is we're running actually two network IDs off this same switch. I've chosen just to simplify no VLAN. It's just one broadcast domain, and the ports are all looking at both networks, and I think it's going to work just fine for us. So anyways, here we go. So what we need to do then is we need to come up here to our existing vSwitch 0, and we need to go to Properties. We got a list of what's already there, and we want to add an additional network card. Now here is really where you make the difference or the change from what you've been doing in the past. Normally we go this route. We're creating virtual networks for our virtual machines, but in this case we're going to create a network card that's going to tie into the VM kernel itself, and that's a little bit unusual or different. This is the first time I've had to do this. So in so doing, then I'm going to go ahead and I get to name the network card. I'm going to go ahead and name it iSCSI. I'm going to go ahead then and add IP address. Now, the network that we're using for iSCSI comes off of a 10. I've created a 10.0.0 network, a /24 network. I was looking at my handout earlier here, and it looks like it would be helpful if I went ahead and added the /24 so you could be reminded of that. I'm doing my demo here on PC number 37, and so these are my values for PC 37. And so what I'm doing here is I'm doing the iSCSI setup. It's up here, iSCSI. Excuse me, highlighting everything here. But I want to do this. I want to assign a 10.0.0.37 IP address to this network card. Also note here that I'm going to be going after just a single LUN. A LUN is a reference, I think it stands for logical unit number. It's a reference given to how you identify iSCSI drives. Over on NAS4, we've created a number of iSCSI drives, numbered the LUNs number from 21 to 38. And the idea is that each of us has one, and I want you to pick the one that matches the ESXi host you're working on. So I'm using number 37, so I'm going to use 10.0.0.37 and LUN number 37. So let me go ahead and get started with that. So I come up here and I put in my 10.0.0.37, and again it's a /24 value, 255.255.255.0, and we'll go ahead and finish that. So at this point, I've done that. Now this is half of setting up the iSCSI. I'm going to go ahead and quit this video, and we'll bring up a second video that takes it into part 2. In part 2, what we're going to do then is we're going to go into storage adapters, and we're going to say, okay, we've got an iSCSI adapter created, and we're going to now use that to go out and find and attach to our LUN that's been assigned to us. All right, well, I hope you found this helpful, and I'll get ready to go for video number 2 here.